and Egypt's impressive 3-1 victory over New Zealand will undoubtedly be remembered as one of the most important results of the group stage. In a match filled with tactical battles, momentum swings, and moments of individual brilliance, the Pharaohs demonstrated exactly why they remain one of Africa's strongest footballing nations. New Zealand entered the contest knowing that a positive result would significantly improve their chances of progressing to the knockout rounds. Egypt, however, arrived with a clear objective: secure 3 points and establish themselves as serious contenders in Group G. What unfolded was a fascinating encounter that showcased determination, resilience, and the game-changing quality of Mohamed Salah. Despite facing a disciplined New Zealand side, Egypt found a way to seize control during the second half and ultimately deserved their 3-1 triumph. For football fans around the world, this match offered everything: drama, intensity, tactical adjustments, and goals from key players when their team needed them most. Before kickoff, many analysts predicted a competitive battle. New Zealand had impressed observers with their organization and fighting spirit. Their defensive structure had proven difficult to break down, and they possessed enough attacking quality to threaten opponents on the counterattack. Egypt, meanwhile, carried the expectations of an entire continent. With world-class stars and significant tournament experience, the Pharaohs knew that anything less than victory would increase the pressure heading into the final group matches. The spotlight naturally focused on Mohamed Salah. The Egyptian captain had already shown glimpses of his brilliance during the tournament, but supporters were waiting for the moment when he would truly take control of a match. As events unfolded, that moment arrived in spectacular fashion. First half, New Zealand's discipline frustrates Egypt. The opening stages belonged to New Zealand. Rather than sitting deep and allowing Egypt to dictate possession uncontested, the Kiwis pressed intelligently and forced several mistakes in midfield. Their compact defensive shape limited the spaces that Salah usually exploits. Egypt controlled possession for large periods but struggled to create clear-cut opportunities. The New Zealand backline remained organized and disciplined. Every Egyptian attack seemed to encounter a wall of white shirts. Crosses were cleared effectively, passing lanes were closed, and second balls were contested aggressively. For Egypt, patience became the key. The Pharaohs understood that forcing the issue too early could expose them to dangerous counterattacks. Therefore, they circulated the ball carefully, looking for weaknesses in New Zealand's defensive structure. Despite several promising moments, neither side managed to establish a significant advantage before halftime. The match remained delicately balanced. Tactical battle in midfield, one of the most fascinating aspects of the contest, was the midfield confrontation. New Zealand attempted to disrupt Egypt's rhythm by pressing aggressively whenever the ball entered central areas. Their midfielders worked tirelessly, preventing Egypt from building attacks through the middle. Egypt responded by increasing the involvement of their fullbacks and wide players. This tactical adjustment stretched the New Zealand defense horizontally and gradually began creating spaces that had previously been unavailable. The battle became one of patience versus resistance. Would New Zealand's defensive organization survive 90 minutes, or would Egypt's technical superiority eventually create the breakthrough? The answer arrived shortly after the interval. Mostafa Zico breaks the deadlock, 58. The turning point of the match came in the 58th minute. After sustained pressure throughout the opening stages of the second half, Egypt finally found the breakthrough through Mostafa Zico. The goal was the result of intelligent movement, precise passing, and relentless persistence. As Egypt advanced forward, spaces that had been unavailable during the first half suddenly appeared. The Pharaohs exploited those openings brilliantly, and Mostafa Zico remained composed under pressure to finish clinically. The strike transformed the atmosphere of the match. Egyptian supporters erupted with joy, while New Zealand suddenly faced a completely different challenge. Defending a draw is one thing. Attempting to recover from a deficit against a team containing Mohamed Salah is something entirely different. The momentum had shifted decisively. New Zealand's response to their credit, New Zealand refused to surrender. Rather than retreating emotionally after conceding, they pushed forward in search of an equalizer. The increased attacking intent created several encouraging moments. Egypt's defenders suddenly found themselves under greater pressure, and the game became more open. Spaces emerged at both ends of the pitch as New Zealand committed additional players forward. For a brief period, the contest became highly unpredictable. The next goal would likely determine the outcome. If New Zealand equalized, the entire complexion of the match would change. Instead, Egypt's biggest star stepped forward. Mohamed Salah delivers. 67. Great players often rise to the occasion when their teams need them most. Mohamed Salah once again proved why he is considered one of the greatest footballers of his generation. In the 67th minute, the Egyptian captain produced a moment of quality that effectively placed his team in control. Receiving possession in a dangerous area, Salah demonstrated the composure, intelligence, and finishing ability that have made him a global superstar. The finish was clinical. The execution was ruthless. The celebration reflected both relief and determination. At 2-0, Egypt suddenly appeared firmly in command. Salah's influence extended far beyond the goal itself. His leadership inspired teammates, energized supporters, and sent a clear message to every other team in the tournament. Egypt possesses players capable of deciding matches at any moment. Why Salah's goal was so important? While every goal matters in World Cup football, Salah's strike carried additional significance. New Zealand had still believed they could recover after conceding the opener. A one-goal deficit always leaves room for hope. However, a two-goal deficit against an experienced side like Egypt creates a much steeper mountain to climb. Psychologically, Salah's goal changed everything. Egypt gained confidence. New Zealand became increasingly desperate. The match began opening up further, creating opportunities for additional goals. This was exactly the type of scenario Egypt wanted. Mahmoud Trezeguet adds the finishing touch. 82. If Salah's goal established control, Mahmoud Trezeguet's strike completed the job. In the 82nd minute, Trezeguet capped an excellent Egyptian performance by scoring the team's third goal. The move highlighted Egypt's attacking quality. Quick transitions, intelligent positioning, and efficient execution combined to produce a goal that effectively ended any remaining doubt regarding the result. At 3-0, Egypt had transformed a difficult and closely contested encounter into a commanding victory. Trezeguet's contribution underlined the depth available within the Egyptian squad. Opponents cannot focus exclusively on Salah because Egypt possesses multiple attacking threats capable of making decisive contributions. That balance makes the Pharaohs particularly dangerous. New Zealand's consolation goal. Despite facing a significant deficit, New Zealand continued fighting until the final whistle. Their determination was eventually rewarded with a goal that reduced the margin to 3-1. Although the strike did not alter the final outcome, it reflected the character and resilience displayed throughout the tournament by the New Zealand side. Many teams would have accepted defeat quietly after falling 3 goals behind. New Zealand continued competing. That attitude earned respect from neutral observers. Egypt's key strengths won. Patience. Egypt never panicked during the difficult first half. They trusted their game plan and waited for opportunities to emerge. 2. Tactical flexibility. The adjustments made after halftime significantly improved Egypt's attacking effectiveness. 3. Individual quality players such as Salah, Trezeguet, and Zico provided moments of excellence when required. 4. Experience. Egypt managed key moments expertly and understood how to control the tempo once ahead. 5. Squad depth. The victory demonstrated that Egypt is far more than a one-player team. New Zealand's positives. Although defeated, New Zealand can still identify encouraging aspects. Defensive organization. For long periods, they frustrated one of the tournament's strongest attacking teams. Work rate. The commitment and effort levels remained high throughout the match. Competitive spirit. Even after falling behind, they continued battling until the end. Tournament potential. If they can maintain this level of organization while becoming more clinical in attack, they remain capable of causing problems for future opponents. Man of the match. Mohamed Salah. While several Egyptian players delivered impressive performances, Mohamed Salah once again demonstrated why he remains the face of Egyptian football. His goal arrived at a crucial moment. His movement constantly threatened the New Zealand defense. His leadership inspired teammates, and his overall contribution elevated Egypt's performance. World Cups are often defined by stars delivering on the biggest stage. Salah did exactly that. What this result means for Group G. The victory significantly strengthens Egypt's position in Group G. 3 points from such an important match provide momentum and confidence heading into the remaining fixtures. Goal difference could also prove decisive later in the competition, making the 3-goal performance even more valuable. For New Zealand, the situation becomes more complicated, but qualification hopes remain alive. The key will be responding positively in upcoming matches and converting encouraging performances into points. Final verdict: Egypt's 3-1 victory over New Zealand was a classic example of patience, quality, and experience overcoming determination and organization. For nearly an hour, New Zealand made life extremely difficult for the Pharaohs. However, once Mostafa Ziko opened the scoring, Egypt's superior attacking talent began to shine. Mohamed Salah delivered a captain's performance. Mahmoud Trezeguet provided the finishing touch. And Egypt secured a result that could prove crucial in their quest to reach the knockout stages of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. The Pharaohs leave the match with confidence soaring. New Zealand departs knowing they competed bravely, but ultimately encountered a team capable of producing decisive moments at the highest level. As the tournament progresses, Egypt's performance here may be remembered as the night their World Cup campaign truly came alive. Movie Camera enjoyed this match analysis. Backhand index pointing right. Watch the full video on YouTube. Like the video, bell, subscribe to the channel. Speech Balloon, leave your prediction and analysis in the comments section. Which Egyptian player impressed you the most? Mohamed Salah, Mostafa Ziko, or Mahmoud Trezeguet? Let us know below.